Okay, we are back on our rescue mission takeoff. Power advancing slowly. Down action here to get our airspeed back in check. We'll fly downhill down the slopes to Snake River, where we'll drop this airplane off for Flight Quest 40. Did turn our transponder back to 1200, but we forgot to turn it on. Minimum fuel with us. That will ensure we'll have a short ground roll during takeoff through the grass, weeds, and shrubbery. Now bringing our manifold pressure back about 20 inches, and then we'll bring our prop control back, which is going to be the blue knob. And up ahead is the Snake River. We will make a right turn. The emergency landing site will be forward of the airplane, and we'll configure for our landing, working to get the airplane to minimum controllable airspeed during touchdown. There's some weeds and there's some shrubs, but they shouldn't be too potent to our airplane. And this is pretty much a case where we are going to fly right down the center of the canyon. Airspeed's coming into check. We threw flaps in using the Johnson bar down there on the left-hand side. Checked our gas is on, both, and our mixture, we enriching that. And our prop control went to full forward in case we have to do a bulked landing. My whole goal was to get the airplane stabilized here to about 50 miles per hour. And right there about, 3/4 of a mile to a mile up is the landing area. That is where the Piper Cub is sitting, which is off to the side. I don't know if we'll see it during this landing. But we're going to leave that behind, and FlightQuest 40 will jump into this King Cub and fly it back out up to the same airport that we just departed. At that point, FlightQuest 40 is going to fill the tanks and proceed on with the rest of his flight, going through Hell's Canyon, northbound. A little bit of a gust factor coming off of the westerly side of these mountains, I believe. A little bit of turbulence. The weather looks pretty good, but there is some incoming weather, and we want to try to get this rescue completed in a timely fashion. X-Plane 12. We originally started off on transponder set to 7700, but talking with ATC prior to the departure, they said, "Well, let's just go back to 1200. Okay, I'm getting myself into a configuration. We got full flaps. I'm increasing the pitch attitude of the airplane, of this King Cub, with its constant speed propeller. RPMs are stable at 2,000. And the whole goal here is to land this airplane at the slowest possible speed. And I'm going to get into the area of reverse command. In other words, it takes more power to fly the airplane slower. It's what they call getting behind the power curve. Increasing the pitch attitude of the airplane increases the drag, therefore the airspeed diminishes. And if we want to continue to fly, if we have available power, increase that power, apply some right rudder, now the other airplane is tucked away on the other side. Forward of the landing area here. I'm going to try to land the airplane on the flattest most part of this little, I don't want to call it a sandbar, but it's just basically some shrubbery and some small trees that really shouldn't damage the airplane. At that point, the mechanic will stay behind, take a look at the airplane, determine if it can be flown out or if it's going to be rivered on a boat or probably airlifted out by a helicopter. If that's the case, we have just the pilot to handle that. Snail Mail 7. Now we're trying to put ourselves in between the rocks and these trees. Kind of looks like we're just missing these rocks, but again, this is X-Plane 12 simulator, so we have it set to where we're not going to damage the airplane. Okay, we'll go ahead and park it here and secure it, and we'll hand it over to FlightQuest. Probably stay the night, set up camp. Got a little time before the weather rolls in. And liftoff was uneventful, looking pretty good. Might have some weeds and stuff stuck on there. Climbing out on the upslope wind area of the canyon. Trying to get as much performance as you possibly can. Kind of holding my flaps in at this point. Obviously need a little bit more right rudder in there. And I should be retracting the flaps here shortly. And just above the ridge there is Uniform 25, the local airport, where we'll go ahead and fill the airplane up and take some time and look the plane over, and then we'll proceed on with our journey through Hell's Canyon. That will actually be part 6. Part 5 has become the rescue. this point we did retract the flaps, just kind of reducing some drag, getting a little more flying speed. Oil pressure's in the green, oil temp is good. Good vacuum, nice VFR day. A little bit gusty up here. Just a nice flight up the canyon wall. We're flying into a headwind right now, but there are some downdrafts coming off of the top of that ridge. Mixture's leaned out slightly due to the altitude. I'm not too worried about the heading indicator because I know the direction I'm going. I know exactly where I'm at. Welcome to the King Cub, 210 horsepower, constant speed propeller. This airplane comes equipped with cowl flaps for cooling. Right now we have the cowl flaps completely open during our climb to allow the maximum airflow over the engine. Coming up on 7,000 feet, the airport should be off to our left-hand side. And it's coming into view here. There we go, coming up into the windscreen. And we're just going to do a flyby here, checking the runway for any wildlife or any other airplanes, anybody on the runway. Looks like it's pretty clear, so we'll enter some sort of left downwind for runway 35. I think probably I'll go ahead and adjust my heading indicator up here. Nice little gravel strip. Got a downhill gradient in the direction that we are going to land. Everything looks good. We'll start doing our checks. Right now we do have the prop control back a bit, just to keep the airspeed in check. Keep in mind this is a STOL aircraft, a short takeoff and landing, with push tires. coffee cup is still there. That was actually somebody else's. I don't know if that's fresh coffee, stale coffee, or coffee from the day before. We'll go ahead and refreshen that with some fresh coffee. Well, once again, I thank everyone watching this video. Thank you for flying with FlightQuest 40. I think in the next episode, we'll talk a little bit more about my channel and what my goals are and my mission is with X-Plane 12. Congratulate FlightQuest 40 for reaching its 1-year anniversary for the channel. Just a small channel dedicated to X-Plane 12. Kind of using some real piloting techniques that I bring with me from the real world into our simulator world. Even though at times we do take some liberties, such as flying through trees and shrubs without damaging the airplane, but it's more about the experience. Just bringing a little excitement into flying with X-Plane 12. I enjoy the heavy metal. I enjoy the Boeing airplanes. I enjoy the 737. I enjoy the Airbus. But I particularly more enjoy flying the general aviation airplanes in and out of all kinds of different airports and in and out of different territories of the United States and even Canada. I do have an instrument flight coming up. We'll be doing a standard instrument departure and probably an ILS with the DME going into I forget which airport. It's a subscriber request, and I've been trying to get that one done. I'm looking forward to flying that. It's going to be up in Canada, so the instrument approach charts are a little bit different. So here we are looking for the airplane. I found the airplane. We're sitting in it, looking for the runway. And we probably turned a little bit too soon, but I see the runway now. I'm going to make a right turn and get ourselves realigned. Probably once we get to the approach end, we'll be a little bit high once we're lined up on final. So let's go ahead and drop in a fancy-dancy forward slip to lose altitude without increasing our airspeed. And we can salvage a nice landing without having to go around and reset up. I'm just rambling at this point. And let's check our runway. There it is. Still looks clear. Got a little bit of a crosswind from the left right now, so it is blowing us away from the runway slightly. But that's going to turn into a quartering headwind from the left. And I want to welcome you to the PA-18 Super Cub. This is actually a derivative, or not a Super Cub, but a King Cub. The derivative of the Super Cub. The Super Cub has just your basic throttle and your carburetor heat, where this one comes with the prop control. Okay, right now we are in a forward slip. See how we do that? Nose to the right, left wing down, creating a lot of form friction. Airspeed stays in check. She'll land pretty slow, and then we'll do a left turn off the runway as quick as possible, just in case there's another airplane on our tail. I'm going to do a 3-point landing here. And once again, thanks for flying with Flight Quest 40. We'll see you in the next one. We'll be flying up the canyon. Right now the weather is good. We're going to try our best to get out of here before any clouds or rain sets in, forecasted the next couple days ahead of us. We will see what can possibly happen.